Good morning, everybody. This is Brandon Evans with Premier Racing Setups. This week we're at Darlington Raceway. We're going to go ahead and jump into a few laps here and then analyze one and call it a day. Okay. It's going to be really important this week that we're backing up entries and saving tires. This track will just chew them apart. You definitely don't want to start getting tight because you can hit the wall on both ends. Passing is extremely difficult on worn tires. So you really just end up racing the racetrack. But as we launch into turn one here, Darlington has a very unique entry to turn one. As you see, you will go down to this this painted line right here. Just before the Coke sign, you want to be all the way pointed down, hit your left side tires on the seam on the bottom, on the apron, and then you're going to wash it up to the wall. And you're going to wrap the top seam up here until you get to that Coke sign right here. When you're at this Coke sign, you want to already be initiating your cut down. If you're waiting past this to cut down, you're going to hit the fence. And it gets worse as the tires wear off too, so be mindful of that. Same thing as the entry of turn one, but on the exit, you want to hit your left sides. Try to get your left sides to this bottom line seam. If you're above it or you're above this line, you're hitting the fence. There's no way to make the exit. Too wide is also nuts through this corner. This is probably one of the most treacherous corners in all of NASCAR to run side by side. So, if you find yourself in a situation through the middle of turn 1 and 2 where you have a chance to bail out of being too wide, or take the position, I would prefer you to do that versus trying to survive running 2x2 here. Likewise, if they're in front of you and they're doing that, just be prepared that the outside guy is probably going to hit the fence and then collect the guy on the bottom, which puts you right behind it. We are shifting on the backstretch this week. You will downshift going into turn 3. I want to show you what I find to be most important about getting into turn 3 is where you're lifting, braking, and shifting. A lot of folks will go kind of deep into this corner. Perhaps they're used to driving a different type of car on iRacing where it allows you to do that. But in the next gen car, it's not favorable because tire heat kills this thing. So if you're driving it off into turn 1 really hard, or turn 3 really hard, you're probably going to be using up that right front tire. And you want to be able to give that tire as much relief as possible. So what I like to do is back up the entry. So I'm braking and shifting right here at this mark here, this red box. The thing that's important, if you slam on the brakes, what you do is you pitch the nose forward and then you pick the rear up and you lose downforce. I personally try to keep the car balanced on entry, keep it neutral, keep it flat. So you don't want a ton of pitching on the nose when you go into this corner. So you'll brake, keep everything nice and straight. And then just use this bottom seam right here and kind of get back into the gas whenever you feel the car's ready. But again, you don't want to miss the bottom and plow up the center of the racetrack. You'll probably hit somebody or go straight to the fence. Kind of watch another one here. So get a good cut down, left side tires on the paint. Wash it up to the wall. It's really important to let the car coast through this section. So I'm off the gas right here. So all through here, I'm off the gas. When the car is balanced, which is usually by the time you get to this seam to where it's neutral, where the chassis has stopped rolling over, and you can put comfortable throttle into it, that's when you want to do it. And then you just kind of walk it up to the fence. And then you want to start initiating a cut down right here. Of course, the car's already doing it early on in the run. Later in the run, you'll have to help it. Shift on the backstretch, downshift early. It's really important as well through the center of this corner that when you pick a throttle point that's comfortable, and that is that you keep it there. So we're not spiking the throttle up and then down, up and then down. We're just going to keep it around 50, 70%. As you get toward the exit, you can increase, but you notice me, I stay around 50%, just to keep the car, keep the tires engaged, and keep grip. If you're going back and forth, it gets kind of hectic. Wide exit. All right. Well, those are some laps around Darlington. We appreciate you guys being subscribers of ours and tuning in. Enjoy this track. It's a lot of fun. I expect some green flag racing. You'll probably have some cautions too, but usually the racing's good here. So take care and enjoy. Thanks.